What's good, y'all? My name is KingPen Capone and this is Black Cartel. Today we're gonna talk about snitches. So let's start from the top. I never really wanted to tell the story. I couldn't tell the story because it was like having this puzzle, and I was missing a few pieces to make this puzzle full. So all the shit that happened back then, I didn't have the full puzzle together. You know, I couldn't put all the pieces together. You understand me? And recently, I got those two pieces to that puzzle that I tried to put together back then. So when I got those pieces to that puzzle, I had to think back to everything that happened, the situations and the individuals, you know, and it made me just think about the whole snitching situation. Like 4 people put me in prison for 7 years. I didn't get caught selling dope. I had two cases. I had a dope case and I had an aggravated robbery case. I didn't get caught selling dope, and I didn't get caught sticking the spot up. It was snitches, people who told on me. Now, my disclaimer is this. I want to thank all the snitches involved for sending me to prison for 7 years. The narrative that I created for myself, the picture that I painted was so foul. I had did some good things to some bad people. Let me rephrase that. I did some bad things to some good people, my bad. So when I went to prison, I did this thing, you know, with facing that much time, I did this thing called self-reflection. You know, if you have any type of heart or any type of mind, it's going to come a period when you're doing that time, you're going to have to look back at yourself. You know, I'm blaming everybody else. Nobody caught me selling dope. Snitches put me in prison. You know, I could have been that ignorant, stupid dude who thought like that and came right back out and did the same dumb thing. You feel me? But I've been home for 13 years. After that 7-year prison, and I don't have no plans on going back. So I had to think back to a lot of shit that happened back in those days. And let me tell you how I got these pieces. I ran into this cat who was a mutual friend of another cat. So I'm working Saturday. Usually I would go get me a corned beef from this spot on 74th and Broadway, and, you know, take that to work for lunch. Saturdays, we usually have an easy day, so I smash it, and then we'll be coming home like about 12, 1 o'clock. So it wasn't no need for me to buy a big lunch, and I love they corned beefs. So, long story short, I shoot down there. I'm on my way to work. I shoot down there. When I get down there, it's cops everywhere. Like, the whole police force is out there. Come to find out, some dude was whipping on the baby mama. The boyfriend pulled up Blaze and killed him right there, y'all. True story. So now, I'm on my way to work like, damn, what the hell just happened? Now, at the time, I didn't know somebody got Blaze. I just see all the cops out there. So I'm thinking, where am I going to go get something to eat at? Now, the job where I'm working at is on West 25th and Detroit. I'm sorry, West 25th and Lorraine. And that's in the neighborhood I used to sell dope in. Actually, I used to sell dope between West 25th, West 117th, between Detroit and Lorraine. So I know the area pretty well, you know, like actually very well. So much to the point that I know that there's a gas station down on 73rd and Lorraine that sells food all night long. So boom, I blow down there to get me some wings, a corned beef sandwich, what have you. When I get down there, I bump into a dude who, from my past, I'm just gonna say that, a dude from my past who's a mutual friend of someone else. And I see him instantly because I haven't seen him like in over 10 years. And I'm like, what's up, such and such? And he looking at me, he speak like he know me, but it's like he's standoffish. And come to find out, he didn't know who I was until after I went to go get my food, and he had to look at me and think about it. That's when they hit him. Oh shit, Chuck, what's going on? I'm like, what's up, my dude? So we chop it, shoot out to his car, we blow one, exchange numbers, chopping in. He say, oh man, you seen such and such? I'm like, man, I don't fuck with cat. I don't fuck with dude no more. You know, actually, I'm not gonna single him out. I really don't fuck with nobody for real, for real. My circle is very small, but him, I don't really fuck with him no more. He ain't about the right thing. He want to stay stagnant. I can't fuck with that. So he was like, yeah, you know your boy fucking with that shit. And I'm like, huh? I mean, it hit me like, it's like, what? Like, huh? He was like, yeah, you know your boy fucking with that shit. I'm like, and I didn't know. Like, I mean, I didn't know, but that's when I had to think about those two pieces to the puzzle. Like, those actions, like before I got locked up, all the way up until now, like it all makes sense. For a person to be smoking the problems that this cat was having and the shit that he was going through, and nobody could, or I couldn't put my finger on it, but when he mentioned that, it's just like all made sense. You know what I'm saying? That's why dude's struggling. You know what I'm saying? He can't get right because he's still fucking up. He's still fucking with that shit. You feel me? So I'm like, damn. So I go to work, but now the same person we talking about used to be part of my past. And there were some sketchy situations that happened in those days, you know, and because my life was so fucked up, because I was doing the wrong thing, I was so much not looking at where I was supposed to be looking at for my problems that I was having and creating for myself. You feel me? The whole time, it's just crazy. So I'm gonna tell y'all the story. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down. My name's KingPen Capone. This is Black Cartel. Hey, Maestro, run that shit, bruh.
This is Black Cartel, bitch. So why would you trip on them trees that we smoking? No sixes to sit. Black tie be my threads. Straight ball fade, no dreads. Fuck the police, cause on my payroll it's the motherfucking feds. My niggas is like troopers. They got mad skills for real, born with text in hand. Similar to Navy SEAL scopes.
Alright, y'all. So my story actually starts before I go to prison. Of course, I got the dope case where I had a snitch and a supporting cast member over here on my dope case. On my robbery case, I had a snitch and another supporting cast member. So that's 4 people right there that I know. 2 on my paperwork and 2 that had something to do with it indirectly, you feel me? And then there was, when I ran from the robbery case, I went to Gary, Indiana. Now, the Gary, Indiana snitch, I want to say it was a family member. But I can't actually say that that's true because I ran my mouth a little bit too much when I went to Gary. So I feel as though they knew this and it gave them an opportunity to run their mouth on me. That way I didn't know where it came from. Now, there were some things that happened after I went to prison behind that, what made me think a certain way about a certain person. You feel what I'm saying? But I never brought it to him. I never said nothing. See, my whole thing was this. I'm going to give you a small story along with the story. When I was in the county, I got cool with this old school cat that happened to be from Harvard. Come to find out, his son runs in the same circle I was running in. So before he called his son and telling me, know me and all that, we got cool. Wound up being spade partners, the whole 9. So one particular game, he had to get up from the table, give somebody his hand so he can go call his son. And when he come back, he says this: man, I talked to my son. He told me that you the such and such and such, that you stupid as fuck and the whole hood is laughing at you and bop, 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 bop. Like put me on blast in front of the whole table, in front of everybody that was just standing right there. You feel me? And what I do, I ain't say nothing. Get smart, fly with him. I just took it on the chin. So I went back to my cell that night and I said, however much time I get, that's what I'm telling myself, however much time I get, make a plan. Like, come with a stupid, significant plan. So when you come out, you got your shit all the way together. Now, like I said, I didn't know the book things was going to pop off. I didn't even know the construction job I was going to have was going to jay off. You know what I mean? I just knew that I was highly embarrassed, highly pissed off. I already knew that some snitches sent me to prison. You feel what I'm saying? So I was just feeling some type of way. Let's get back to the original story. Before I go to prison, I'm going to try to give you these stories in chronological order. So this was before I go to prison. It was a Wednesday. I go to jail at 11:30 at night and wound up being back in jail the next. I think I went to jail that night. It got out at 11:30 that morning and was back in jail by 11:30 that night. So this is how it goes down. My boy calls me. Capone, what's up, man? I got a 1/4 ounce of dope. I need you to help me move it. I'm like, all right, for sure, I got you. I'm like, wait a minute. Is the dope bad or is it good? He like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, the dope bad. I'm like, well, look, man, we can't bang it off my jack, but we can walk it down. That means banging it off the jack and walking it down. This is what that means. Okay, so when I started selling dope on the west side, I started off with a 1/4 ounce. I split it in half. Took an 8-ball and just made a whole bunch of nicks, whole bunch of nickels. And I just walked from West 25th to West 117th between Detroit and between Lorraine, passing out free dope and passing out my number. In about 2 days' time, my phone was body rocking like I had been selling dope over there for the last 5-10 years. So that's what walking it down means. I had to walk around and get my clientele and put them on my phone. Now, when I first started, my clientele was like this. So after, how can I say it? After I filtered all the bullshit out my phone, like the strawberries, the cats who really didn't have jobs, the people that was only spending a few dollars at a time, like that's just all I had left. But this nucleus of crackheads that I had jobs. They all had, like, I didn't have to worry about them getting hemmed up and them telling on me, because I had almost got caught like that. So I had to use that system. So when I said I didn't want him to bang that junk trash dope on my jack, I didn't want to sell my customers the bullshit, because these are my good customers. So I told them we can walk it down, which means walk the streets down and hopefully get it off like that. Now, because of my high ass and the tendency to forget shit, that Tuesday there was a Arab who got killed, shot in the head. That Tuesday, there was a chick who stayed across the street from the store where this dude, his name was Sam. He was a cool dude. Like, the whole neighborhood loved him. He looked out for the community. He was one of those type of Arabs, cool as fuck, right? So this idiot broad go gets these two Lego blockhead ass dudes to come over there, rob him, shoot him in the head, they kill him. So boom, back to my boy. He comes over. It's Wednesday night. I'm talking about we walking this shit down, man. Them same streets I just told you about, and there's nothing moving. There's nothing shaking. I ain't talking about business-wise. I'm talking about pedestrians, people walking the streets, the traffic. There's nothing going on. It's just this eerie-ass feeling. And anybody in the dope game that just caught that case or got hemmed up always reflect back and was like, man, I knew I felt something wasn't right. I should have just, you feel me? That was one of these moments. So for the people from the people that know where I'm talking about and it's from where I'm from, I'm about to paint a picture for you. So we wound up being on, we were on Detroit behind a building, and this is 65th. Now this building, there's a part way through, like an alleyway, or I could see through the building right here. You know what I mean? The corner is going up that way. My boy over here, dude pull up like I want 50. My boy run into the car like he in the Olympics. I'm like, chill. So boom, I'm scanning the area because I know how these cops work. They might be in the corner, in the cut, in their cars, out a window. Like, you really got to pay attention when you selling dope out in the open over on the west side in those days. So I'm scanning it. My boy rushing me. So I really ain't giving it a good, thorough look, you feel me? It wasn't nobody out there, thank God. So I'm like, go ahead. So as soon as I say that, I see a car. And I see it on my peripheral. And it's a Vice. It looked to me like a Vice car. So I ain't want to take no chances. I'm like, throw your dope, throw it. He like, what? I'm like, throw it. So now I got a 1/4 ounce of dope of my own in my pocket. I'm like, oh shit, let me think about myself. So boom, I take the dope out of my pocket. It was wrapped up in plastic, a whole quarter. So boom, I pop it in my mouth, swallow it. They come around the corner, pin both of us. It was the Vice for real. All right. The outcome of that was my boy had a warrant and he had to go to prison behind it. And me, I spent the night over, and I spent the jail. I can't even speak. I spent the night in jail. Okay, so while I was in there, I'm on the horn trying to get out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out what I was going to do. Remember, I got that dope in me. You feel me? So I get on the phone. I call some people that's going to come and get me out. So now that I know I'm getting out, I go in the cell, regurgitate, rinse it off, and put the dope in my pocket. You feel me? I walk right out the door with a 1/4 ounce of dope. Now, I get out at 11:30 that morning. I was back in jail by 11:30 that night. So that's how the story went right there. I was back in jail at 11:30 that night after getting out 11:30 that morning. And this is how. So I was so shell-shocked about almost catching this case, just getting away, you feel me? So I really didn't want to do nothing. All I wanted to do, my baby mama was blowing up my phone. She had cooked. She heard about me going to jail and whatnot. She just wanted me to come home. This was before Netflix and chill. We talking Blockbuster. Yeah, make it a Blockbuster now where you go and actually rent the movies. I don't even think Redbox was in existence back then. So in any case, we was going to make it a Blockbuster night. She blowing my phone up. But I got money on the streets. Like, I wasn't selling no dope. Mind you, I still got that 1/4 ounce in my pocket. So boom, I go over to my people's house. I get out at 11:30. I go over to my people's house. I get there about 12. Now, I'm so, like I say, shell-shocked about the whole situation. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I don't go to the store, buy shells, cigarettes, beer, nothing. I go straight from jail to my people's house. Nowhere else. So, Blue, the intentions was to get my money from this cat named Blue. Blue was a dude from Chicago who had a contract with AT&T. Now, people owe me street money in the streets, but that was like, a few dollars here, a few dollars there. Blue owed me $800, and I needed that bread. That was something I couldn't just come back and get Monday, you know what I mean? Crackhead ain't trying to give you back your money anyway. You need to be there to get that bread. So I'm trying to get the $800 back from him. He's supposed to get off of work at 3 o'clock, so he's usually home at 3:30, calling me, telling me to come and get his bread, and I'm feeding this crack stand with some more dope, building up that clientele, that credit thing again. Blue don't call me, y'all. So I'm over my dude's house like in limbo, don't know what the hell going on because Blue ain't called me. Now we talking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, he still ain't called. My baby mama blowing up my phone, but mind you, I ain't went nowhere. When I get out of jail, I go to my people's house. I ain't go nowhere. Stay right there the whole time. Then miraculously, Blue called me. It's like 11:10. Now I'm on. Can't tell you where I'm at exactly because that'll give away the person who I'm talking about. I'm down the street from Blue. Let's just put it that way. But down the street. It's in walking distance, but it's cold as fuck outside, right? So he called me. I'm like, hey man, I'll be back. I'm about to go get this money, hit this note. I'm gonna come back here, get some weed from you, and then I'm going to the house. He like, all right, bet. So I get out, walk out the spot. In the middle of the driveway, I'm like, man, it's cold. I can get there faster if I had a car. So I pick up the phone, call my peoples, and let me use your car. He throw the keys out the window, grab them, you feel me, hop in the whip. Now, I get in this car, going out the driveway, and I'm turning a left on the street. Now, let's recap. I have not been anywhere. I have not done anything. Like not even on the phone call. Like I ain't even been talking on the phone except to my baby mama. So nobody knows my movements, where I'm at, what I'm doing, and I don't plan on even doing nothing. All I want to do is just go get this $800 from Blue and whatever money I can make off of him, and then I'm to the house. So I'm in the car. I make a left on the street, y'all. Picture your car coming out your driveway, you making a left, and that back tire, that last back tire that's supposed to get up off that apron of your driveway, soon as your tire, before your tire even touched the street, there's a car on your ass tailgating with the brights on. You feel me? So I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So and even today, I don't play the tailgating shit. And I definitely don't play tailgating shit with the the bright lights on. You don't know what these young man is. The world is crazy. So I don't play that shit. When the shit happened to me, I'm gunning the engine. I did it when I was younger. I do it right now to this day. Don't tailgate me like that at stoplight because I'm thinking you're going to jump out on me. You just don't never know, right? So that's what happened. I'm thinking the same thing. So I didn't know it was the cops. I didn't know it was Vice. I'm just thinking there's some asshole on my ass. So we get to the light. He on me. The light turned green. I floored all the way down the street. By the time I get to that next light, it was so many police right there to intercept my ass. You understand what I'm saying? So they take me back. They ain't even ask me where I come from. They take me back to this cat's house. Like, how you know where I come from? But let's back up. How you know I was even there? Like, it was a whole setup. You feel me? So they took me back to the spot, and okay, so everybody know what booty dope is, y'all. Booty dope. It's when the dope boys had they dope in the crack of their ass. Now, I was one of those slick dope boys. This is how I got down. The dun-dun-duns, the Fruit of Balloons, it's a pocket where you reach in and grab your junk out and pull it out so you can use the bathroom. Those pockets back in the day, if you go a little bit further past the slit where you're supposed to pull your junk out, there's a pocket back there. And it goes so far back that you could put something back there in that pocket, and while you're walking, your legs will hold it together. Like, it was times where I had whole ounces back there, and it never fell out my drawers, you feel me? So, to the untrained eye, for somebody that's looking at me getting my dope in and out, it looked like I'm getting it out the crack of my ass. So, when these cops took me back to this dude's house, they took me in his living room, stripped me down from my waist down, Had me squatting and coughing with the flashlight up my ass, little gay motherfuckers, man. And the crazy part about it is, as I'm squatting down, handcuffed, looking down, I'm looking at the big bulge of dope in my drawers. Like, these Fruit Loops was so busy looking up my ass with the flashlight that they ain't even look down in my drawers. It was right there. So I pull my clothes up. They ain't find the dope. Pull my clothes up. I get back in the kitchen, and this dude and the detective, this the detective, Terry Shoulders, is twins, the Shoulder brothers. These dudes was at my neck, man. And anybody from Cleveland that was running the streets know about these fucking twin brothers, man. I think one of them became a prosecutor. But when I say these dudes used to do some foul shit to your boy, man, when they couldn't catch me, you feel me? So I think at that point, I was really in their eye because of the situation. But I'm still, to this day, like, some other shit had went down. There were some other plays, some other things that happened, and I was made the fool. Like, everybody else knew about it except for me, you know what I mean? But I was so focused on that problem that I didn't even see what possibly could have just occurred. You feel what I'm saying? So I didn't think nothing of it. I really didn't think nothing of it. So time passes. We now, this is where I almost get caught selling dope at. I take a break, and then I get back into selling dope. But this time I'm doing shit totally different. So now all I got is Supreme clientele. And once again, the same cat whose house I was at and almost got popped at introduces me to this dude. Like, I met this dude through this cat. And this dude is on my paperwork as a snitch. You feel what I'm saying? So this is how the play go down about my dope case. It was a Thursday, Vice night. Now, usually I don't sell dope on Thursdays because I just don't. They roll so hard, man. The Cleveland Vice on Thursdays, it was stupid. But this particular Thursday, I was feeling it. My phone was body rocking from the time I opened up my eyes until the time I fucking went to jail that night. You feel me? I took out 3 ounces of dope, and I bust them all down in 20 rocks. And by the end of the day, when I went back to jail, I had 3 stones left. 320 rocks in my mouth that I spit it out to serve this dude. But let me paint the picture for you. So, boom. I'm running the streets, doing my 1-2 all day. Thursday evening, you know, in the wintertime, it get like dark, or it get dark early. So it's like 6, maybe 7 o'clock. I'm to the bar, Lou and Eddie's on 58th in Detroit. This is my routine, my ritual. Get in there, order a Guinness. Drinking that. Excuse me. Get in there, order a Guinness. I'm drinking that. Order the steak dinner with another Guinness to wash that down. When the dinner is over with, order another Guinness so I could sip on that while I watch the game, leave a tip, and I'm out the door. That was my routine. So the dude had been calling me. The dude who snitched on me had been calling me, but I had been dipping and ripping and running so much we never could catch up to each other. We never found that mutual place to meet until later on that night. So I'm on, like I said, on 58th at the bar. Now, unbeknownst to me, there was a vice cop sitting right here. Now, the whole time I was made to believe that he was there to watch somebody else. But after time went on, those 2 pieces of that puzzle that I got, like, the whole time, them dudes was there for me. And this cat, the snitched on me, set the whole play up. You feel me? And this is how it went down. So the whole time, this is a vice cop sitting next to me. And I'm not paying attention. I'm so hot, loud, arrogant, cocky. Like, I'm not paying attention. I'm thinking I'm the shit. So I'm fucking watching the game like, oh, what's up? 3 for 50? Oh, yeah, I'm at Lou and Eddie's. Come and holler at me. You feel me? Took the beer, drunk it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even paying attention to the vice cop. So, boom. Dude pulls up, black Mustang. I go outside. He calls me. I look. Boom. Sure enough, he outside. Boom, boom, boom. Give him the stones. Took the 50, put it in my pocket, come back in. When I get back in, about 5 minutes later, I hear a bell over the door. Every time the door open, the bell ring, right? So I look, I see these 3 dudes come in, but I ain't paying no attention to their demeanor. The whole time they were unmarked. They were vice cops in plain clothes. So boom, I'm looking, and boom, I get back to watching the game. Next thing you know, they got me in a chokehold. telling me to spit it out the dope, because they done watch me go out there and sell this dope to this dude. He done set the play up, the whole play, you feel me? So they grabbed me, like our dude almost choked me out. The cop that was sitting next to me made him stop, like, you know, he ain't got nothing in his throat. He ain't got nothing in his mouth. You know, he must ain't got nothing. Stop choking him. So finally they put the cuffs on me, man, and put me out in the back seat of the car out in front of Lou and Eddie's. Now, he reaches in the back seat, gets my wallet out my front pocket, takes my ID out and says, "Where do you stay?" I'm like, "You got your ID in your hand, I stay on the east side." Say it right there, such and such and such and such on Judson Drive. That's the Leon Harbor area. He said, "Well, that ain't what I heard." I said, "Well, what did you hear?" He said, "I heard you got a spot on 54th in Detroit." Man, my heart just dropped to man, I was scared to death. My heart dropped, like, because nobody knew about this. Like, I'm thinking, like, y'all niggas, y'all ain't even catch me with nothing. You know, y'all making this big whole fiasco running up in here, bop, 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 and y'all ain't even catch me with nothing. So I knew it had to be more, and I just didn't know how much more it was. Now, this is also me being a grimy cat, too, so I'm going to tell y'all about that. I'm going to be truthful with y'all, you know what I mean? Because there was a bad picture painted on me because of what I'm going to tell y'all, and I'm going to tell y'all why the picture was painted and what I did to kind of, like, aggravate the situation, you know what I mean? Like, elevate it, escalate it, you know? So, this is what happened. They take me around the corner. When I get around that corner, y'all, like, I almost shit a brick. They got the whole fucking police squad out there. Now, I was doing so good with buying dope from everybody that I was fucking around. I had my main person who I was fucking around with, but then I was also fucking around with other people too. I was getting dope. And this one cat I got some dope from, he put it on the front side, you feel me? Because I was moving it so fast that he was giving me what I bought. So I tried to be slick to him and wrap the dope up all into this case, which kind of fucked me up. And I'm going to tell you why. So boom, back to the what's her name. We get to the room. When I get up there, they take me all the way upstairs. Now, the room is a boarding house, y'all. It was 15 crackheads that stayed in this building. I was paying $60 a week for this room, and there was only 2 people in the whole building that didn't smoke dope. That was this chick. She was a drunk, though, dating one of the crackheads, and it was me. So me, I was raking up all the money. Every Friday, all I had to do was just sit in that room and blow, and the money would come right to the door. You feel me? Then I had a spot to go and chop up dope. If I got too tired leaving the bar, I could sleep in this mice-infested spot. You know, it was a trap. You feel me? So they take me back there, man, and this is how the story goes. So I had dope up in the ceiling, right? And right below it, I had dope in the coat, in the pocket, right? So when I see the K9, I'm scared to death because they gonna smell the dope, you feel me? Holy fuck, right? So I think it was a 1/4 ounce, maybe a 1/2 ounce. It was something small, but that dog started jumping where that dope was at. And they pulled that jacket down, and so help me God, man, it was some dope in that coat pocket, man. I'm telling you, I almost shit a brick, because when they pulled the coat down and found the dope, the dog stopped barking. You feel what I'm saying? Or they made the dog stop barking once they found the dope, but it was more dope up in the ceiling. So my slick ass tried to tie that dope into the story about me getting caught. That's why this story is gonna make it sound more feasible, because motherfuckers thought I was snitching. That's what it came down to. That's where I keep beating around the bush. Because of the scandalous situation, and because of some shit that I even agreed to, motherfuckers thought I was snitching. So let me finish. Let me finish. So yeah, they didn't find the main dope. They found the little dope. So they wound up taking me to jail. I sat in there for 72 hours, y'all, before they come to my cell and hit me with the, they pulled me back to the office and they hit me with, "Come on, man, give us a name. You could be walking out the door right now," you know what I mean? So I'm like, now I'm thinking about the dope at the house. I'm thinking about the crackheads. I know that's going to rummage my room. So I need to get out and get back to this room and at least get the dope out the cellar, you feel me? I know all my clothes and all my little extra shit was gone, which it was when I got back, but the dope was still in the cellar. But let me finish. So they like, man, if you snitch, man, we can get you out of here. Like, we let you out of here today, right now. Give us a name. I say, well, shit, let's go. So he was like, well, what's the name? I say, oh no, I can't work like that, bro. I'm like, I'm not from this area. I said, dude, I'm from Harvard. That used to be in East Cleveland. To sell dope over here. I don't fuck with nobody. I have no friends, nobody. Now cats know me, and I done got cool with some cats, but I don't keep them in my business like that. But if you let me get out, do my 1-2, I can get you a couple of names in a couple of days, just like that, right? So he hit me with the emoji, like, you feel me? So he said, you know what, Mr. Smith, I'm gonna let you out. But if you fuck us, I'm telling you, I'm gonna bring down hell on your head. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm thinking of the dope in the ceiling, like whatever the fuck I gotta do to get out early, because I'm thinking the crackheads got the dope. So boom, they let me out. I get back to the room, and sure enough, all my clothes, all my little extra shit was gone, but the dope was still in the room. Thank God. Now I done called my peoples and told them the whole story. You feel me? So, but I didn't tell them about the snitching part. So they was like, well, how the fuck you get caught with all this dope? You feel me? And you out already. So man, it was kind of, everybody was looking at me like, yeah, you know what I mean? We don't know, but so in any case, my peoples was still fucking with me. That's all I needed. Like, I was still selling dope. Stupid ass was still selling dope in the same neighborhood where these vice cops was looking for me. So what I did, I wasn't buying the same amount, the bulk I was buying something small so I can go, you know, maybe go out right quick, sell a quick 100, hit the store, hit the weed man, hit the beer store, then go back in the house for hiding for a couple more days, you feel me? So this one particular day I run out of dope. I go over my at the time, my baby mama's sister's house. All right. Now, her boyfriend or husband was a cat I went to school with. And all he used to do was just sit at home and drink, y'all. He ain't have a phone or nothing. Just sit at home, watch the baby and drink. So he wound up getting this free cell phone on the internet. And I think he got it the day I came over there and needed to re-up and all that. So I was like, hey, man, why don't you take my phone and let me use your phone? Because something about my phone I didn't trust, man. After the fact that they let me go, like, why y'all let me go so easy? So I thought something was up with my phone. So I really didn't like to do nothing off this phone. But this was my only phone, and I was in a pinch. So I give it to my boy. I take his phone. I hop on the bus, RTA, bus line, 15, shoot straight up to the Leon Harvard area to meet my people. So I call my peoples. And I'm like, what's up, man? You TCB? Take care of business. Everybody know what that means. You TCB? Yeah, man, but I'm up at the mall. Why don't you meet me at the mall? Ride with me, you know, have me take care of my business, and I'll bless you when we get done. I'm like, all right, bet. So, boom, shoot to Randall Park Mall. Go up there. He handle his business. I cop. He dropped me off at our people house. I'm walking in the backyard. I happen to look next door and see my dude Nitty. Now, I ain't seen Nitty in forever. I ain't seen nobody because I've been on the west side doing my 1-2. Now, the story is kind of out there. There's a possible snitching shit going on. You feel me? So everybody looking at me with a leery eye. But there's some cats that, you know, was giving me a fair chance because they knew I wasn't a cat that was cut like that. So, I'm like, hold on, man, let me take this dope over here. I'm going to drop this off, and then I'll be back over. So, boom, I drop the dope off. I go back over there. Boom, I'm rolling up one. So, my peoples whose phone I had, let's say his name was B. So, I had B's phone. B's phone rang in the midst of me and my boy having this conversation. So, I'm like, yeah, such, hold on. Hello? He's like, hello, can I speak to Chuck Smith? It's a white guy. Who the fuck is Click? I just hung up the phone. So, all right, so I'm thinking it's B playing on the phone. So, but I'm still kind of shocked because it don't sound like Brian. You feel me? It don't sound like B. So my boy like, what's going on? And I'm like, man, nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fucking finished rolling the blunt, whatever. You know, I spark it. Brian's phone ring again. And I'm like, hello? I'm answering the phone with attitude like, hello? He like, can I speak to Chuck Smith? Nah, he dude calling me by my whole government. I'm like, man, who the fuck is this, man? He like, this detective so-and-so. Did you TCB? Oh man, I almost shit a brick because TCB, that's cold talk. That's trap talk. That's something between me and my fam. You feel me? So I'm like, damn. So I'm really, I guess the look was on my face. My boy Nitty like, Capone, what's going on, bro? And I'm like, man, I think that was the vice. And I remember the story already out there that I could be possibly snitching. You feel me? So that dude chucked up the deuces. It was like, I'll holler at you, and just walked in the house on me like, you ain't want to have no parts of me. And I get it. You feel me? So I'm walking back numb, back over my people's house. Like, how the fuck did they call my dude B's phone looking for me? You feel me? And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. They went through my phone those 72 hours and tapped numbers that I was using or calling all the time, and my people's just happened to be one of them. So now I gotta call him because it all registered now that they got to have his phone tapped. You feel me? So, man, this is a phone call I don't want to make, y'all. Like, I call this dude and I'm telling him, I'm like, hey, man, get rid of your phone, bro. I think your phone tapped. And he was like, what you mean? I said, man, I think the vice got your phone tapped. He was like, you snitching, nigga? And I was like, what? No. He's like, man, I'm about to turn this car around. If you there when I get back, nigga, I'm putting a hole in you. Period, point blank. Just like that. Man, I grabbed my dope, hopped in that car, was out. So now I had to deal with that shit, man. People's looking for me, you know what I mean? So now I'm trying to get out the way. I can't sell dope no more. I done burned all my bridges on the west side. They really on my ass. So now I'm calling my people's like, man, can I come stay with you? And my people's like, yeah. So, you know, she stayed in this little apartment complex. So she was so happy that her peoples was there, man. She got to talking, and one of her friends was this chick across the hall from her. You feel me? And I guess my peoples had told her about my lifestyle and shit, about the things I used to do, and she mentioned robbing some shit, right? So this chick was at my neck about this lick at this taco shack, you feel me? And at first I was like, you know, when I first moved with my peoples, I'm like, man, I don't rob spots. I was robbing people, you feel me? And I wasn't even doing that at the time. So her offer was trash. I didn't even want to be no part about that, you feel me? No parts of that. So time going on, we talking 2 or 3 months, and I done blew through my little dope boy savings, and I was like burning through it like I was still making it at first, you feel me? By the time I had to slow down, there wasn't nothing left, you feel me? So now my peoples is taking care of me. Like, I'm literally getting money just to buy Lucy's from the lifestyle I was living. Oh man, it was crazy. So now that little hit, that little lick that old girl talking about on the taco shack sounded real good right about now, you feel me? So my back was against the wall. I put off like about another month or so, maybe 2 months, you feel me? To where I just was like, fuck it, man. Tell me about this lick again. So she tell me about it. She run down the whole play to me. I go get the pistol. Go up there the night the shit's supposed to go down. She fucked the whole play up. I was so mad because we planned this out. I'm dirtball bad, no money. Like, I needed bread, so I planned on going up there, robbing the spot and getting the money. And this bitch done fucked up the whole play. So I was so mad at her that I got up the next morning when the spot opened up and robbed it myself without her. So I get back to the spot where I was staying at. I'm packing my bag. I'm throwing up. First, when I walk in the door, I'm throwing up because by the time I'm running so fast, all the tar on my chest from the blunts and the cigarettes, like I was out of shape. So by the time I make it back to the house, I'm at the toilet throwing up, and I woke up my people. So my people's just like, what the fuck going on? And in the process, my people's come in and kick the bag. Now, when I robbed the place, I robbed it for everything. Pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, ones, fives, tens, 20s, 50s, 100s, and $2 bills if they had them. I shut the place down. So when she kicked the bag and heard the change, she was just like, oh my God, no you didn't. And before I knew it, she had the bag open looking at what was in the bag. So I had to break her off. I'm packing now. I'm cleaning up, shaving, packing up everything I need because I'm out. I ain't even about to stay around to find out what the fuck about to happen. You feel me? So in the process of it, my people say, man, you ain't gonna tell old girl across the hall. And I'm like, hell no, that bitch fucked up the whole plan telling her shit. So she in my ear, so I'm like, fuck it. I go across the hall, knock on the door, tell her. I'm like, what's up, man? I hit the lick, how much you want? She know how much was there. You know, she told me how much was there. But I made it seem to her like it wasn't nothing there. Like, I was so nervous, I just went in and grabbed one bag, and that one bag was like for $1,500, $1,200, $1,300, something like that. So she was like, all right, well, just give me $500. All right. The play, I forgot how much the play was for, how much I actually robbed the spot for. It was for some bands, but she only thought I got $1,200, and I gave her $500. So when she found out, now come to find out, they pinned her from the jump. So I forgot how it went down, man. But I know from my aspect, I ran. I went out of state. I went to Gary, Indiana. Moved in with my peoples. Found a job that was paying under the table. But shit was still hitting the fan back home. And I didn't even know how bad it was. Now, the whole time, I'm thinking that I don't even have 2 cases. I'm just thinking I got 1 dope case because I know my peoples ain't gonna tell on me. Like, I know my peoples ain't gonna drop the dime on me. So in my mind, all I got is the dope case. Now, because of the nature of my crime, I was a first-degree aggravated felon and didn't even know I had those charges on me. I thought I just had drug trafficking charges on me. So now the feds was involved. That's who came and picked me up from my job. Now, the snitch from Gary, Indiana, I can't really say with confidence of who it was because I was trying to, Gary, Indiana was my fault. Like a lot of other things in my life, I opened up the door to. Ran my mouth too much, and I don't know if a broad told on me or if my family, because my family knew I was there running from a case. They knew I was running from the dope case. I don't even think they knew I caught the robbery case yet. I don't know. But part of me wants to believe that my peoples, my own peoples, snitched on me and used that fact that I told somebody else, you feel me, to cover up their dirty deeds. And I wasn't even thinking like that until after I left and the things that happened after I left. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if those things never happened, I never would have looked at this particular individual like this. So feds come and pick me up. I sit in Cook County Jail in Illinois for like a week. Blue bus come around. The Bluebird is a this big ass blue bus that travels nationwide. If anybody got warrants, fugitives, people, they catch them and they drop them off in their prospective state wherever they wanted at. So I get back to the States. I get back to Ohio. I call my peoples, let everybody know I finally got caught, you know, whatever. I sit in the county for 6 months fighting this case. Now, at the very, very, very beginning, this is how I found out about the dope case or about the robbery case. They have a dude called the Grim Reaper, little short white guy, skinny as hell, old dude. And they call him the Grim Reaper because he passes out all the indictments and shit, right? So we in this bullpen, all these people, he got a stack of indictments like this. And he just calling people out by name. They coming up and they getting their papers and shit, right? So he got 1 book of papers left. And I'm the only one that ain't got my papers. So he's saying Smith. And I'm looking at the papers of that book. That book looked at like this. Like, this don't look like a trafficking case to me. You feel what I'm saying? So I knew he wasn't talking about me. So I'm just sitting there like, Smith? Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody like, dude, he got to be, what's your last name? I'm like, Smith. And dude, he talking about you, bruh. So dude walk up to me like, what's your last name, man? I'm like, Smith. He like, man, that's you. So I open up this paper, y'all. I see the dude who snitched on me on my dope case. I see his name. I'm past the dope case. I see, now I got first-degree aggravated armed robbery. 3 counts, because it was 3 people in there. Now, let me back up. The dope case, I had trafficking, possession. There was a crackhead who owed me some money. So I took his pistol in return until he gave me my money. Well, come to find out, this idiot done stole this gun from a police officer some decades ago. He was an old black dude, some decades ago. So when I first got locked up and my paperwork and shit, all that shit was going through, that pistol was on my fucking case until they straightened all that out. So I had that. Now, I also had 2 one-year gun specs because of that gun on my dope case. With my robbery case, there were 3 people in the spot when I robbed it. So they charged me 3 counts of aggravated armed robbery. They put 3-year gun specs. They put a 3-year gun spec on each individual person and a 1-year gun spec on each individual person. So I'm looking at 14 years of gun specifications. Now, I don't know if y'all know this. When it comes to doing time, gun specifications is mandatory. So at the end of the day, or at the end of the 6 months, I wound up getting 7 years. I wound up having to do 4 years mandatory in gun specs before I can even qualify for any type of early release, which I never got anyway. So, the snitching situation, man. I want to say as like a disclaimer that I really want to thank the people who sent me to prison. Like, I went to prison a bitter person. Like a bitter, bitter person. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I had snitches it was people I took care of before I got locked up, and I couldn't even get like a birthday card. Like, I was doing dirtball bad in prison. So it's like you know who you have when you don't have nobody. And the only person that stood up for me was my wife. Everybody I took care of, nothing. Snitches, all of that shit, man. Like, I used to be mad. I used to carry a big chip on my shoulder about that. But when I look back at it, I'm going to say it again. When I look back at that time, the shit that I didn't get caught for, I went to jail for the shit that I did and got away with between the ages of 15 and the ages of 30. You feel me? I had to look back and think of all the bad things I did to those good people. You know, my family, friends. Like, I crossed and burned bridges and did so much foul shit. People who got me jobs, I turned around and worked the job, then got the job robbed. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I was just on some trash. And those 7 years, you know, I know it sounds cliche, was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about people. You know what I mean? I don't trust nobody. You know, and my circle is very, 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 very small. I don't hold any ill feelings towards my snitches, towards the people who sent me to prison. I actually want to thank them, you know, and I want them to know that every time you see Black Cartel, you think about the shit that you did to me, because I'm a bubble. And when you see me doing my 1-2, you think back to how you crossed me, man. You think back to all of that shit, because I never forgot. Now, I ain't gonna hold no grudges, and trust me, after all this time of me telling my story, my peoples want to meet the snitches, you feel me? Everybody whose hand was involved. Now, I could start a whole bunch of shit just by opening up my mouth, but I ain't built like that. Like, that part of me is over. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to use my books, I'm going to use my grind to combat all of that you did to me over these years. You feel me? Like, y'all helped me. The books, my career in carpentry, you know, I never would have did none of that shit if you guys didn't snitch. So I want to thank y'all, and I want to say this. If you a street dude, street girl, and you in the streets and you doing your 1-2, if you do the crime, do the time. Don't turn around and be running your mouth, man, putting good people behind bars because your ass done fucked up. Maybe they let them deal with their own karma. God got something for them, for people who fuck up. Don't you put no express rush on they shit by running your mouth, man. You know what I mean? So, in closing, I want to thank my snitches so much. I want to thank the people who I took care of, people who I looked out for before I got locked up, and they do shit for me when I was locked up. Like I say, my circle's small. I'll be cordial, you know, smile and say what's up, but in the back of my mind, I never forgot. I was really, really mad at a lot of folks, and this ain't a slight, this is truth. I was really, really mad at folks. But when I came home, even right now, I look at the people, all of them who snitched on me, everybody who had their hand in me going to prison, my demise. I look at them now, half of them crackheads, can't get their shit together. Half of them lost their kids, you feel what I'm saying? Can't get their shit together. Half of them got married and their marriage went to shit. They can't get that shit together. Like, everything that how you forgot about all the shit, the good shit that I did, like, I look at that shit, you feel what I'm saying? And I look at the shit that y'all going through now, like, this is your karma. I ain't got to do shit. God did it for me, you feel what I'm saying? You want to try to burn me by doing some foul shit, you done burnt yourself, because look at you now, you feel what I'm saying? And that ain't, like I said, it ain't no slight. I ain't no better than nobody else, because I feel as though if I can get it, you can get it too, you feel me? But for the people who snitched on me, I just look at them and laugh, like, look at your situation. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't even got to do nothing to say nothing. You did it to yourself. You feel me? So, on that note, this is Black Cartel Television. Like, share, subscribe, hit that icon bell, man, so when Black Cartel drop that hot content, you know when it's coming. You feel me? So, in closing, I want to say I love y'all, man. Keep God first. Pray, man. Keep your circle small. Just because you call them your friends don't mean they're your friends, man. Just because you call them your family don't mean they're your family, man. It's snakes, man. They would rather see you take an L than rather see you take a W. You feel me? So keep your circle small, man. Make sure you take care of your immediate people in your circle, man. Don't be trying to appease everybody else, because everybody else ain't got the same love for them as you, or they don't have the same love for you as you have for them. You feel me? So with that being said, man, this is Black Cartel Television, man. I'll holler at y'all another time. You feel me? Maestro, what's up, bro? What you doing? Hey, man, take me up out of here, bro.
For ballers black, basically we handle our business. L for limo 10, so let Dave Cleve be my witness. A for arithmetic, whereas it keeps the eyes gazing. Total my addition, multiplication, subtraction, and equations. C is for Capone, cause without me there's no home. Foundation in place for the Black Cartel camp to roam. K is for killers clapping dome, while I'm sipping cognac, while I'm looking at your name, sounding that away on this contract. Part 2 of the